In today's social media driven society, it's so easy to forget about our own accomplishments. It's also so easy to fall trapped on comparing yourself to others. We see pictures of other people living their best lives, and we think to ourselves, so why are these people achieving their dreams and living so flawlessly? Because we can't help but feel like we're not good enough. And what we forget is these pictures, these things that you see that you compare yourselves with. They're curated, they're edited, they're not even real. A lot of these pictures are fabricated lifestyles that aren't really what their real life is like. That's what social media driven society is, and we compare ourselves to that, living up to this unexpected lifestyle when everything around us, everyone has struggles, and everyone has a journey, and everyone is a part of a process of life. The hard work, the setbacks, the failures, they're an inevitable part of any person's journey. Here is the thing, comparison is the thief of joy. Why I say that is because when you compare yourself to someone else, you're setting yourself up to this level of disappointment that you would only really get because you're comparing yourself. When we compare ourselves, we ignore our own accomplishments, our own strengths, our own lifestyles that we don't give ourselves credit for. Instead of comparing ourselves to others, we must focus on ourselves a bit more. Because when we focus on other people's lives, we can't help but feel like we're measuring others' lives to ours. It's like falling behind in some race that you never really even signed up for. Pursuit of external validation is never ending, and it's like an addiction that you cannot get rid of. It's a never-ending cycle of feeling like you're not good enough, and you lack the ability to be happy because of that. And that's where things like anxiety comes in, depression comes in. But let me tell you something. You are enough, and you will always be enough. Your life doesn't have to vary and fluctuate at different levels based on other people's lives. Despite what's been put out there in social media and the societal norms, or despite anything that you see yourself comparing yourself to, think for a second. These people don't live in the same circumstance, same situation, or any lifestyle components that are similar to me, because every single one of us is living on this unique journey of life, and it's all a process. You should never be defined by the value of your bank account, your car, or your social status. Those things are such external validation of thinking that you may have happiness based on them, which in turn, half the time, everyone that's rich and millionaires, they all say they're fucking miserable because they think, oh my god, they got to a level of the wealth or social status that they thought, oh yeah, that's amazing, now I'm going to be happy when I get to that. But the reality is they didn't find purpose in the money or the social status. It's a socially inspired lie. It's only inspired by social status. It's a lie that feels so tempting to believe sometimes, especially in the social media age. It's a lie that makes us want to escape. This lifestyle of escapism, everyone thinking they'd be better off in a better circumstance, this and that, and keep wishing and just being victims to themselves, saying that they're not good enough. But you need to get rid of that victim mentality. You need to feel like these external validations, things that if you reached, you really wouldn't be happy. You would just be comparing yourself to other people's happiness then. The reality is, you're never going to be happy unless you find happiness within yourself. Toxic lies that comparing yourselves and what societal norms have developed from centuries now is a direct link to why half the people in the world now suffer from low self-esteem, self-efficiency, and destroying egos based on what other people think. And that's crazy. That's crazy to think that we're sitting here thinking about what someone else is thinking about us because we're not living maybe based on what they think is good enough. But isn't that crazy? It's crazy to think that me and you have demons in our heads telling us that we can't live life perfectly unless we're living it like the next person. But get rid of those demons. The demons in your head are only saying these things because they're there to keep you down so hard that you never want to pursue things that actually you value. So when we constantly compare ourselves, we never measure up to the expectation of someone else's life. Why? Because it's not your life. You need to find genuine ambition, genuine purpose. Things that if you were to pursue, you knew that this was your life to pursue your greatest internal goal. Ambition isn't about less or more. It doesn't care about likes, followers, comments. It cares about what honestly matters to you. We often lose sight of our own uniqueness, our strengths and our accomplishments, because we sit around thinking about everyone else's lives, that we don't take a moment to think that we actually should be happy about what we have in life. We often lose sight of our own uniqueness and accomplishments. But what if we stopped comparing ourselves to others and only went and compare ourselves to the last version of ourselves? Because when we do that, I feel like we would take back a lot of the things and be like, oh my God, I'm actually not at that point I was last week, last month, last year, and measure with ourselves. Because when we measure our own progress is when we stop comparing ourselves to other people and we start actually feeling accomplishment from the things that we've done in our lives. Ask yourself, are you better than you were yesterday? Even doing one thing more that progresses your life on a day-to-day basis and compounding that over a long period of time makes you 1% better a day, allows you to be 365% better a year. Think about that. We focus on our own progress, we become more motivated to grow. We start to realize our own journey is unique, and we don't need to compare ourselves to other people to feel validated. In this moment right now, take a step back and realize you're on your own journey of life that cannot compare to anyone else's journey in this entire world of 7 other billion people. Realize that there's nothing in this world that will ever be the same situation as your situation. We all have unique strengths and qualities. And goddamn, must I say it? We all have accomplishments, no matter how small or big they are. They're accomplishments. There's things that you've done in your life that you can look back on and be like, oh, I'm proud of myself. Because you were measuring your progress. Start pursuing what matters to you. Stop chasing external validation. What are you doing? What is your life? If you compare yourself to everyone else around you. Thank you for watching. My name's Anik and I hope this message resonated with you. And if it did, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel, as I hope to bring as much value to as much people that are willing to listen. And let me just say this, you are enough. And remember, don't quit your daydream.